Hi, my name is Lydia, and the title of my speech is What Your Body's Saying That You Don't Know. And yes, forgive me, today I've felt horrible, but it makes a good lead-in to ask you a question. How many of you guys knew that in a journal it was once written that a prerequisite to be a successful doctor was hemorrhoids? Yeah, most people don't know that. I wasn't a big fan of the idea, but that's what I want to talk to you today about, is what you do, your body language, your facial expressions, and what you know about it, what you don't know about it, and what it says. The reason that was recorded, as can be found in Dreifer's book of Body Language for Beginners, was because they thought that doctors needed a look in their eyes that had a look of just pain at this horrific life, and hemorrhoids would do that, as I can only imagine. Now, the thing is that the reason they wanted that was because we automatically judge people off what we see, what they're doing, how they do it, and the eyes. If the eyes look, sad or hurt, if we saw that in a doctor, we'd be like, that man's seen some horrible things in his life. He must be knowledgeable. He must have experience. That's how we register it. Now, I want to ask you what you think you know about facial expressions and body language. What's just a couple things we notice in people? Yes, I'm asking you to raise your hand during my speech. I'm sorry. Anne.
It's more important than what you actually say when you convey a message.
Right. Sean? Same thing?
Yeah, were you asking like in particular? Like,
Yeah, anything.
For our eyebrows. The way
Yeah. The way we change our face.
Facial expressions, sometimes it represents the actual thought and not what is being said, in a sense.
Absolutely. A lot of times when we're looking at body language and facial expression, we look for common things. We look for furrowed eyebrows, like you said, or slouching, or like in a speech, doing this. Hi everyone. Your body language is very awkward and scared. It doesn't portray good things. It lets people know that you're afraid. Now, there's some things that we don't notice. How many of you have ever seen a deaf person sign? A couple people. That's the second thing I want you to talk about, is things you really don't notice. So I have just a couple pictures. I'm not sure how many of you can actually see them. But let me use this one. Can you see his face? Any of you? Like nod, yes, maybe, no. He looks mad, right? So from what you see, I'll try to get closer. How many of you would say like he's upset, or the sign that he's signing is probably bad? How many think it's good? How many of you have no clue? Okay. What he's signing here is the word rain. What he's signing there is the word class. But through his face, it can leave people with a bad connotation, confused, or with a good connotation. That's something we obviously know. But if you ever see a signer, you'll see a couple things, and I'm going to show you an example. I'm going to sign the sentence, come here. So if I signed it, I can do this. Or I can sign it this way. Or I can sign it this way. Now, obviously my face gives away a lot. It's saying, come here. Come here. Get over here. But there's something else. There's the distance from my body that I'm using. If I'm reaching out to pull in, there's something else. If I'm just keeping it here, there's something else. It's a matter of urgency. It's a matter of personalization. A lot of times we notice facial expression, but we also notice slouching or something like that, but we don't notice what we refer to as the bubble. There's tons of things like in sign language that can only be conveyed in distance. If I said, you and me want to go on a date, I can say it that way. But if for some reason I said, for some reason I come up a little too eager, right? It changes things. So what I wanted to point out to you guys through a couple things was that your face says a lot. It can change a word that means absolutely nothing into something that can mean something bad. And that's something we notice. The way you move can be conveyed into what you're actually saying. If I'm saying, yeah, I want to go, to the movies with you tonight, and I say, yeah, I want to go to the movies with you tonight. Different meaning. And when I enter someone's space, or I don't, even now as I'm speaking to you, I've used movement the entire time. Closer I get, no matter what I'm saying, I can be like, tonight I'm going to the movie, you guys. For some reason you're like, she's going to the movies. Or if I'm up here and I'm like, so I'm going to the movies tonight. You're like, is this going to lead into a story? So what my informative speech about, very sneakily, is showing you guys that in a generation that uses emoticons and obviously a little more animated, sometimes we forget to actually study what we most likely would overlook. How close someone will get to you, how far away they can get, how open their bubble is, because it expresses more about them. And in deaf culture, which I'm very familiar with, you'll notice something about signers that they all have their own way of speaking, like an accent. But it means so much more, because while someone will be like, I like popcorn, the other person's like, I love popcorn. And it shows that they're out there. They're more flamboyant. And that's not because they're excited either. It's just how they are. So my informative speech was to inform you of what you do know, what you may not have known, what you can or cannot notice in people, and how that can show more about their personality or not so much. So thank you. Hope you kind of enjoyed that. Have a good day.